John Beltran, Dave Urick back from Legion Field in Fort Morgan. Replay of this game to follow. The Beatniggers looking good in the opening half, are leading 27-6, and they will receive the second half kickoff. Jacob Frick will kick it off. Eric Garcia is the deep man at the 11, and the Beatniggers do have the wind at their back, Dave, to begin the second half.
Yep, it's going to be interesting to see what Morgan does here. You know, I wouldn't doubt it if they come out with a little trickery. They've been doing that on their kick returns, and they got to feel like they need to make something happen.
Well, let's see if they kick it deep, because Mustang needs some momentum here to begin the second half. And with Rush leading 27-6, Jacob Frick runs to the football, and he boosts it high and deep. Eric Garcia has it at the 9, straight ahead to the 20, to the 25, hits it to the left side of the 30, breaks the tackle, spins to the 33, and then it's going to be taken down at the 34-yard line, a return of 25 yards. And it's a pretty good field position for the Beatniggers as they started their 34 here in the second half.
Once Garcia broke through that initial surge of the Mustangs, it looked like he was going to cut it to the outside and run right down the sideline, but the Mustangs had some pretty good containment over there that forced him to cut it back across the grain.
First and 10 for the Beatniggers at their own 34-yard line. They scored on their first offensive play of the game. Torbolan hands it off up the middle, and running hard is Chris Lee, and he is bottled up at the 37. 3 hard yards. And see, it looked like Osemidanda was in on the play. Second down and 7.
It was just a 25, just a dive on the left side, running straight ahead. You know, just the Mustangs just doing a little blitzing over there. Talk to the Diggers to pick up any ground.
Second and 7 for the Beatniggers at their own 37-yard line. The receiver wide to the left is Vince Albo. He's had the ball thrown to him twice. They have been touchdowns. Torbolan with 2 in the backfield, hands it off left side to Weiser at the 40-yard line. He bowls his way to the 45. It's a gain of 8 yards for Connor Weiser and a first down. Ulysses Hernandez made the tackle along with Chris Pineda, but the Beatniggers are 5 yards away from midfield and already looking good after just a couple of carries here in the third quarter. Here comes Brent Bostrom back into the game.
Maverick Seawald doing a great job of blocking. He was the one that led the charge there against big Joe Zavala, who's about 285 pounds, 6'1". Maverick's doing a number on him.
First down and 10 from the 45-yard line with the Beatniggers on their own side of the field. There's to get the Weiser, cutting it back towards the middle, across the 50 to the 49 on that nice stutter step. He gains 6 yards. It'll be second down and 4. The Fort Morgan tackler. Well, I don't have 7-3 on the roster. Either way, the Beatniggers picked up 6 yards on that one.
See all the linemen, they were all blocking down. They were all running downhill over there, trying to get upfield and pick up some blocks for Weiser, and just a nice game.
Weiser in the backfield with Chris Lee on second and 4 from the Mustang 49-yard line. Give to Weiser running right, and he storms his way to the 45-yard line as he uses his upper body to carry himself right to the yard marker. Just short of the first down. T.J. Schneider and Jose Miranda were in on the play. Third and less than a yard to go for the Beatniggers.
I'm watching that line of scrimmage, and boy, Brush is doing a good job at gobbling up the, 2 or 3 yards downfield before any of the Mustangs get off the ball. So they're just doing the number up there.
Third down and less than a yard to go for the Fort Morgan 46-yard line. Hand off Weiser, and he's down in the backfield. He got tripped up. T.J. Schneider got him for a loss of 1. I don't think Weiser ever had his feet under him there.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of planted his right foot and then slipped as he tried to cut it back. And it was one of those plays, I think, that he was trying to bounce it out to the outside, but the defensive end came across the line of scrimmage so fast he had to cut it back, and he slipped and his left knee hit the ground.
Fourth and a long 2 from the Mustang 47. The Beatniggers will go for it. Lee is out of the game as the Beatniggers go with some other personnel. Weiser and Garcia in the backfield. Would be a big play for the Fort Morgan defense. On 4th and 2, there's to give the Weiser right side. First down to the 40-yard line, and he's down to the 39, a gain of 8. Big hole to the right side for Connor Weiser, and the Bee Diggers have been outstanding tonight on 4th down.
They sure have, and just having so much confidence as they faked it to Garcia on that dive, and then they handed off to Weiser right after that. So that was like a 46.
8:39 to go in the third quarter. Brush leads Fort Morgan 27-6 on the opening drive of the third quarter. Weiser and Garcia remain in the backfield, with one receiver out to the right, one in the slot. Torbolan, play action, looking to throw, rolls to his left, pressure coming, throws it, and that pass is going to be incomplete up the left side. Intended for Randy Baker at around the 15-yard line. It'll be second down and 10. Yeah, Baker was the only Bee Digger out there, so there was some isolation, but tough play with Torbolan throwing against his body.
Got to correct myself. That was a 26 the play before, where they faked the dive and then ran it, kind of that crossbuck in the backfield. That time, that was a good play by Mullen just to be able to throw the ball across his body as he ran the opposite direction of his throwing arm.
Lee and Weiser in the backfield. Second and 10 for the 39 of Fort Morgan. This will be a give right up the gut to Lee, running hard to the 36. And again, Miranda and Schneider right around the football. Villarreal apparently is 73. He made the tackle. 3rd and 7. From the 36-yard line of Fort Morgan, the Bee Diggers have chewed up over 4 minutes on this drive. Split backfield. Weiser and Garcia. From the 36, there's to get the Weiser, and he's got a first down across the 30, and he lays that football out there to around the 28. He was a deep man, and Weiser just ran effectively through that hole and picked up 8 yards.
They're running that 20 series over there to the right side. They fake the dive, hand it to Weiser. They're forcing the Fort Morgan Mustang linebackers to commit to that dive, and it's making that cross action out there in between our tight end and our tackle work so well. That takes Weiser up to 104 yards tonight on 17 carries.
1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 28-yard line. Again, Weiser in the backfield with Chris Lee. Weiser has a handoff, stutter steps, runs to the 25, and he pulls his way to the 23. A little bit of a high tackle. And with Cole Frisbee making the play, but not before a gain of 5 for Connor Weiser. 3-8, 6-3, 8-3, 8 and 5 are the gains for the Bee Diggers on this drive. Nothing spectacular, but good enough to keep the chains moving. And they're chewing up nearly half of the third quarter clock. Second down and 5 for the 23-yard line. Brush leads 27-6. 6.5 to go in the third. Torbolan will hand it off to Weiser, running right, back towards the middle. Inside the 15, still going. He's down at around the 13. And that's a gain of 10 for Connor Weiser. Jose Miranda makes the play.
Just churning up those yards, and now that Mustang defense has been on the field for a while. The whole time they're out there, they're on their heels. Physically, they're getting tired. Mentally, they're getting real tired.
Well, the Bee Diggers are trying to shorten up this third quarter. Fort Morgan is yet to touch the football, and when the Mustangs get it back, they won't have too much time left on the third quarter clock. 1st and 10 for the Bee Diggers at the 13-yard line of the Mustangs. Torbolan will hand it off to Garcia, stutter stepping and gaining maybe a couple of yards as he closes in on the 11. They'll give him only the 12, a gain of 1. Miranda made the play. Garcia gets up limping, and he will exit the field.
Now Brush is starting to work that 20 series over here on this other side, just trying to, get those linebackers to focus on that dive so they can bump Weiser off tackle on the outside.
Tyler Carter back into the game for the Bee Diggers. Second down and 9 to go from the Mustang 12-yard line. He's in the backfield along with the senior Weiser. And there's the gift of Weiser running left to the 10. He lowers his shoulder inside the 10 to the 9, maybe the 8-yard line. And the tackle was made by Cody Davis, the junior corner. And Yeah, they'll give him just shy of the 8. 4 yards there for Weiser. 3rd and 5 from the 8.
123 yards now for Weiser. And like I said, just working that 20 series. Off tackle and then dive. Off tackle, then dive. And force those linebackers to make a choice.
3rd and 5 from the 8-yard line. Lee and Weiser in the backfield. Who will get the football with Blake in motion to the right? It'll be Torbolen. Oh, we've got a flag down, though. Looked like that was going to be a handoff to the deep back. Instead, illegal procedure against Brush. They were basically penalty-free on this drive. But now they're faced with the prospects of perhaps throwing the football, which is certainly not bad for Brush considering what they've done tonight through the air.
Especially when you consider Fort Morgan's got their linebackers up there within about 4 yards of the line of scrimmage. They have their corners up there tight. They're trying to shut down that running game. They don't have a free safety back there. Brush could go with an 81 dump or something right behind those linebackers and be real effective in a hurry.
3rd down. And we'll call it a little bit short of 11 yards inside the Mustang 14. Receiver split out to the right. 2 in the backfield. Torbolen has to take a timeout. There was confusion there. That timeout brought to you by Edwards Wright Price Market in Flowerland, with the Beat Diggers holding a 27-6 lead with only 4:36 to go in the third quarter. Fort Morgan has yet to touch the football in this quarter. That's a testament to that Beat Digger offense. Like a good neighbor, State Farm agent Greg Mullen is there. Let Greg Mullen work with you to get the discounts you desire and the coverage you need. State Farm agent Greg Mullen and CNC Auto Parts is at 1305 Edison Street in Brush. CNC Auto Parts is your local Napa Auto Parts store. Well, let's see what the Beat Diggers do here. I mean, listen, it wouldn't be a big deal if they sent in Jesus to kick a field goal, but I would think, if they don't get the first down on this play, obviously, but I'm sure Coach Dreitz has got to be a little bit reluctant to do that based on the problems from the snap tonight on the extra points.
Yeah.
A couple that have bounced into Garcia.
But I'm with you. I'd like to see him kick a few field goals during the year this year, just for just to be ready in the postseason in case you need it. But I know how competitive the Diggers are, and they want to put some more touchdowns on the board.
Ben Salvo is the receiver to the right. Officially, it will be 3rd and 11 from the 14-yard line of Fort Morgan. Torbolen is going to keep it himself on the option right. Torbolen to the 10, back to the inside to the 5. Boy, he's awfully close to the first down. A flag is down, though. A flag is down. Might have been on a block at around the 7-yard line as Torbolen is down close to the 4. He's shy of a first down either way, but this is going to go against Brush. They're walking backwards, and it's a hold against the Beat Diggers.
One of our receivers out there, running backs out there, is kind of stock blocking, and right when Tremolin cut back, it took away that angle, and blockers just got a hold of him just to try to hold on to him a little bit longer.
All right, this football is going to be marked at around the 18-yard line. So he actually went 6 yards forward, and then a 10-yard penalty. So essentially, you've got 3rd and 15. They've got to get to the 3. They're at the 18. Boy, can they pull this off again. They've been good, especially on 4th down situations where 3rd and 15. On 3rd down, Torbolen back to throw, looking, throwing towards the end zone, and that passes over everybody out of bounds out of the back of the end zone. Intended for Ben Salvo. He was pretty much double covered. It'll be 4th down and 15 to go for the 18.
The Morgan defender fell down right in front of Albo, so he couldn't really make a play on the ball because it wasn't intentional. He just got tripped up, and it just messed the whole play up.
Well, Dave, this will be the 16th play of the drive. Actually, this will be the 15th because they just had a penalty on that game by Torbolen, so they were able to get the down again. So this officially is the 15th play of the drive. The Beat Diggers will go for it. 4th down and 15 at the Mustang 18. 4:24 to go with trips to the right. We're in the third quarter. Brush leads by 21. Back to throw toward Mullen. Pressure coming. He's going down. He's sacked by Jose Miranda. At the 30-yard line. It's a loss of 12. And they'll actually place it at the 20 and a loss of 10. And Fort Morgan takes over on downs, but they're back on their own end.
Bill Morgan knew he had to throw the football, so they just sent all the horses, and it worked out for him on that play.
Well, that's the right play. If you know that you can get away with it, they did it.
Well, they have a long ways to go. They have 4 minutes to fight against a pretty strong wind. You know, it's not directly in their face, but you know it's going to be hard to throw against a wind like that.
1st and 10 for the Mustangs at their own 28-yard line. Michael Fitzsimmons is the deep back. This is their first possession of the third quarter. James Bartz is the quarterback, and he's going to option it right or keep it himself, and he's going to be thrown for a loss back at the 25-yard line. Reading that play perfectly was Daniel Soto from a defensive end position, and it's 2nd down and 13.
Boy, he just did some good assignment football there. He didn't fall for anything and made the sure tackle. Once he got a hold of him, he brought him to the turf.
Well, you know, some of those beat diggers are rested on defense, and the one-way players, although Soto does play both sides of the football. 2nd down and 13 to go for Fort Morgan at their own 25-yard line. Baxton and I hand off to the deep man. There's some yardage across the 25 to the 30. 5, Caleb Stills with his first carry of the game. That just tells you right there. They're going to utilize as many ball carriers as they can until they get it right, and Connor Weiser was in on the play. 3rd and 8.
Stills is a tough kid. I'll tell you what, he's a
good wrestler.
Yeah, he'll go after it.
3:07 to go, third quarter. Brush 27, Fort Morgan 6. And the Mustangs are taking a long time in that huddle. They might have to take a timeout because I don't know how they're going to get this play off unless they snap the ball in the next 3 or 4 seconds, but they're not counting them off yet. Here they go. 3 on the play clock, 2, 3rd and 8. And Martin's rolling right, looking to throws, and that pass is going to be dropped at the 42-yard line along the sideline. In and out of the hands of Aaron Anderson, a perfect pass on the run by James Martin's. 4th down, and Fort Morgan will have to punt.
Tell you what, I think Morgan might have got away with the hold. Soto was charging in there, and once Martins ran around the outside, he left the pocket. Soto couldn't get away from that blocker.
Well, the Beat Diggers really going to dominate time of possession because it was a 3, and now Tony Zwedzig, the punt, standing at his own 17. A high snap. He's able to get it. He spins, and then he punts that football, takes a bounce to the 47 of Brush, and a huge roll inside the 35 to the 33. Boy, that was all Tony Zwedzig. A punt of 37 yards, and the Beat Diggers take over from there with 2:32 to go in the third, leading Fort Morgan 27-6.
That was a great play there by Zwedzig because he had to spin around to gain control of the ball and then punt it. If the Diggers would have been blocking punts like they've done in the last few years, they would have had that one too.
Yeah, both of these teams have got to settle issues with the snap on special teams, without a doubt. 1st and 10, just shy of the 33-yard line for the Beat Diggers on their own side of the field. They just ran 15 plays on their last drive. Did not get into the end zone, but chewed up well over 7 minutes. And there is the give on the counter to Chris Lee running right, and he bumped into Tormolen, and he luckily got back to the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd down and 10. Jose Miranda's been all over the field for Fort Morgan. He was in on the play.
No, Brush trying to run that 30 series now. Last time they were running the 20 series. This time they try to take that trap up the middle and then run off tackle to the opposite side. And just had a little bit of missed timing as Tremolin and Chris Lee ran into each other. That's the play that Diggers like to run that bootleg off of.
Let's see, the Beat Diggers can come up with a big play on the ground. They've had one big play on the ground, the 33-yard run by Connor Weiser. 2nd down and 10 from their own 33-yard line. The backs are split. There's the give. The Tyler Carter breaks the tackle to 35, and he's still running down at the 38-yard line. He picks up 5 yards, and who grabbed him around the ankles? Jose Miranda. I mean, this guy has made at least 9 or 10 tackles. He is all over the field for Fort Morgan.
Yeah, he sure is. You know, that play, Carter got bumped right there at the line of scrimmage, and they kind of messed the timing up a little bit. So as the Mustangs were looking for him, that's when he didn't go down, and he took off running again. So it kind of paid off for him to have that hesitation there.
3rd and 5 to go from the 38-yard line. The Beat Diggers lead by 3 touchdowns. They were up by 3 as well at the break. Weiser and Garcia are behind Tormolen from their own 38. In motion to the right is Trevor Blake. There's the handoff. Weiser first down to the 50-yard line. Going to the 40. By himself at the 30. To the 20. Touchdown! Connor Weiser. He goes the distance. 63 yards and the Beat Diggers lead. 33-6.
You know, they faked that 59 quick pitch out here to the left side. Got a great fake there by Tormolen. Got a great fake there by Garcia. And they handed off underneath there kind of quietly to Weiser. He just ran straight ahead and was never touched. He didn't even change directions.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a very simple play, Dave.
186 yards now on 21 carries.
The extra point to be attempted. Yeah, 62 or 63. We gave him 63 there on a 67-yard drive. And the drive officially took 1 minute and 42 seconds. See, the Beat Diggers are going to go for 2 because the PATs have not gone well so far. Tormolen up to the line of scrimmage. In motion to the right is Albo. Play action, looking to throw to his right. The pass is going to be knocked down. Intended for Vince Albo. But the ball is knocked away. And it was knocked away, I believe, by Pineda. With the score, Rush 33, Fort Morgan 6. We'll keep it right here with only 50.2 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And that was an easy run by Connor Weiser. And now the Beat Diggers can relax. I don't think they were necessarily content with a 21-point lead, and I shouldn't say they can relax, but they do have this game in hand. They got to play a solid 4th quarter. You create bad habits in sports, they can carry over to the next game.
That's right. You know, they got to play solid and just finish this thing strong. You know, Fort Morgan's only had 25 offensive plays so far today. It says a lot about that Digger defense, being able to shut them down, not allow Fort Morgan to convert.
To kick it off is Jesus Cardenas. Let's see if we see the double handoff. Nate Alexander standing at his own 6 for Fort Morgan. And Jesus runs towards the football. He booms this one high and deep. Alexander at the 5, straight ahead to the 10, to the 15, running to his right to the 20, has a seam across the 25, and he carries 3 Beat Diggers to the 28-yard line. A return of 23 yards. Izzy Hernandez, he takes special teams seriously. He made the play along with Joe Carwin, a freshman.
No, Izzy's really fast. I'll tell you that. Boy, he can get down the field in a hurry. Just an amazing athlete.
Fort Morgan has the football for the 2nd time in this 3rd quarter, and there's only 42.5 seconds to go. Martins with 1 in the backfield, man in motion to the right. That's Fitzsimmons, and the pass out in the flat, but a flag thrown before that. We'll have procedure against the Mustangs. That'll take it back to the 24-yard line. And the Mustangs just want some improvement this year, Dave. That's the big thing. The good thing for them is that this is the first game of the year, and Rush is one of their toughest opponents, undoubtedly, on their schedule. 1st and 15 from the 24-yard line. The Beat Diggers have 2 touchdowns from Vince Albo and 3 from Connor Weiser. Martins back to throw. No pressure. Steps up. Deep over the middle. The pass is incomplete. Through the hands of Aaron Anderson at the 45-yard line. Might have been a little bit wide of the target, but a laser thrown by Martins. It'll be 2nd down.
Yeah, I think we might have got a little bit lucky on that play. Our defender lost his footing and he lost his coverage there. But the Diggers, I got to tell you, that line of scrimmage is just being gobbled up by Brush. They're controlling that place and they own it. And the direct result is 33-6.
Second down and 15 to go for the 24. Backs in an eye. Barnes will hand it off to the first back through to the 28-yard line, and that's Matt Godo. He gains 4. Randy Baker in on the play, and that might be the final play of the third quarter. We are inside of 20 seconds. It'll be third down and around 11. Mustangs not yet out of the huddle. Now up there with 5 seconds to go, with 3, with 2, with 1, and that's the end of the third quarter with the score. Brush 33, Fort Morgan 6. This is 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.